Vector Prime, the Transformer of Time. So since you know of the multiverse, can you tell me if there's a universe out there ruled solely by dino penguins? Kinda dream big. Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. Today we're taking a look at another character from Legacy United. This is Vector Prime from the Cybertron universe. Vector Prime, as Larry just stated, is a protector of time itself. So, Vector Prime is aware of the various multiverses that are out there. And of course, with him being a Prime, he is quite a powerful Transformer. Now, unfortunately, he's not an entirely new mold. He's heavily retooled from Jhiaxus. So, that can be a good thing, and it can be a bad thing. But there is something that we do want to make sure to warn many of you about him, is these wing panels here. The wing panels, as you can just see there, they do pop off relatively easily. And in a lot of cases, that's just how they are from the factory, because I really hadn't messed around with this one too much, and I have fought with this panel in particular quite a bit. Now we'll take a look here at Vector Prime's accessories, starting with the prominent one, his sword. It's done up primarily in trans blue plastic, and it does have a bit of a hinge here on the handle. But he also has another piece that's attached to it. It is his cyber key. It's meant to kind of emulate a gimmick that was done with the Cybertron series of toys. They had a spot on them where these keys could be inserted, and it unlocked special abilities and features on a toy. Unfortunately, that was it during a time when I wasn't collecting them. But it is a nice throwback. It does make a nice throwback nod to them. Now that we got his accessories out of the way, we'll take a look at Vector Prime's articulation. His head can be turned from side to side, and it is on a small ball joint, so it will look up and down. You can raise his arms up about so far. Or if you don't, since the way that his shoulder is hinged, that's how they raise. And you can rotate his arms all the way around, but you will have to move the wings, because they will get in the way. You can bend his arm at the elbow 90 degrees, and he does feature a swivel at the bicep. So he's got G.I. Joe battle grip going for him. There goes that panel again. We'll pick it up in a moment. You can twist him at his hips. So I guess if he arrives at a party, he's got some dance moves to show off. He can spread his legs apart into just about a full splits. He has a relatively decent thigh cut, but it is somewhat... Oh, nope. It does go all the way around, but it has to go inwards to do it. You can raise his leg at the hip 90 degrees and bend his leg at the knee even greater than 90 degrees. So all in all, Vector Prime does have some articulation. Of course, before we transform him, we should show off a few other things. Like one, I forgot to mention on his articulation that his hands do open up as well. Don't fall down on me, Vector. But there are a couple of other alternative uses for the key. His cyber key can be plugged into his chest. So it can look like it's illuminating there, and then he can hold his sword without it. Or if you would prefer him to store the equipment, as soon as we get that freed, we turn him around to his backside, and you plug the sword in at an angle, like that. You might have to fold the handle down a bit so that you can plug the cyber key into this slot here. And that way he would kind of emulate his original toy. A nice little addition. It's always nice to have some options, especially for an adult collector that may want to display him on a shelf. You can at least have him hold on to a lot of his gear. Now let's get ready to transform Vector Prime. We start by opening these inside panels on his forearms, fold his hand into it, and then close it back up. Got to do that for both sides. There we go. Now we've done that, we fold down his shoulder pads, turn him around, and we're going to raise up the arms that are holding his wings there. And once we've done that, we can pop his back free and fold it downwards like that. Then we'll fold his head inside like that. We'll come up here to the chest and we're going to rotate it up. Once it has been rotated, you take this section here and you're going to turn it around. And then you can bring his back up, and these should connect. Well, no, they don't really connect, or at least on mine they don't, but they're at least brought up. Then we come down here to his hips, and we're going to turn him around there at the hip. And then, of course, now that that's done, we can then separate the back piece that has the wings attached, and then kind of fold that down. Gonna keep his wings still out. Come around here to the front, and then we're gonna shift his shoulders so that they come up here like so. Then we can shift his wings on their arms to come out here. Kind of rotate them on their ends as well so that they are upright. Kind of looks like he's carrying serving trays now. We're going to come down here to the legs. Shift these bits outward a bit. So that way you can fold his feet in like so. There's also on the inside of his thighs, you want to bring out the tail fin. Got it on both legs. So get it brought out, and then we can bring his legs together, as well as at the tail fin. And then they just get folded up. Shift, boys. There we go. So the knee pads should connect right here towards his back. Keep that tail fin up. And of course, once we've done that, I want you to rotate the wings so that they're facing outwards. And they should fold back. And there's a little hook right here, and it should connect right there. Get some of the rest of the body back into position. Get the wing back on. And then there we have it. He is now in his jet fighter mode. And of course, for some added use of things, we can attach his sword down here underneath one of the wings. And the cyber key can be connected into this port right here. So that way he can carry all of his accessories. So now we get to my thoughts. I think Vector Prime is an interesting character. However, I'm not real pleased with the reuse of Jhiaxus. For whatever reason, it just doesn't look quite as good as what Jhiaxus did. Plus, of course, like I said, I've had issues with these wing panels ever since I got mine, so it's like mine wants to fight with me more than it wants to cooperate with me. I mean, all in all, it is nice that, once again, they brought in another character from the Cybertron series. But unfortunately, I think this one slightly fails in its execution. But maybe I'm a little biased since I probably didn't get one of the better quality ones, but it is what it is. I paid for it. I bought it off the shelves, so it is what it is. That concludes my review of Vector Prime from the Legacy United line. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please do remember that if you love the content we feature here on this channel, we would appreciate a like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is Sparkster1701 saying I'll catch you all later.